Have you ever dreamed about starting your own business, but then you just get tired thinking about it? I mean, what if you could build something that actually fits your life instead of trying to cram your life into a business? Well, today we are going to walk through the Solopreneur Success Blueprint. It's a guide to crafting a business that's not just about making money, but about building a fulfilling, sustainable livelihood.
And right there, that's the heart of it all. This is not about that 24/7 hustle culture or building some massive, faceless empire. Nope. This is about consciously designing a life that you genuinely love, with your business right at the center of it. It's a really powerful way to think about work, isn't it?
I know, right? That's the question. The sheer number of things you could do, it can feel completely paralyzing. And honestly, that feeling of being overwhelmed is the #1 reason so many brilliant ideas never ever get off the ground. So, how does this blueprint help you cut through all of that noise we were just talking about? Well, it starts with the absolute basics. Before we can build the right business, we have to get super clear on what we're actually trying to create in the first place.
See, a solopreneur isn't just another word for a freelancer or a small business owner. The real difference here is the intention. You are deliberately, and I mean deliberately, choosing to stay a business of one. It's not because you can't grow, but because you want to keep that total control and make sure your work aligns perfectly with your life.
And the payoff for making that choice, it's huge. We're talking complete creative freedom. It's all you. You could pivot on a dime when you need to. You get to build real, authentic relationships with your clients. But for so many people, the biggest prize of all is that lifestyle integration, actually designing your work to fit your life and not the other way around. Okay, all of those benefits sound amazing, for sure. But the blueprint is really honest about this part. This path is not for everybody. And that is perfectly okay. That's why the very next step is to take a guided, honest look in the mirror to figure out if this is truly the right fit for you.
This is probably the single most important question you can ask yourself before you jump in. Answering it with brutal honesty now can save you so much time and, let's be real, heartache down the road. It takes some serious self-awareness.
So instead of just leaving you to guess, the blueprint gives you this incredibly practical self-assessment. It walks you through these key traits. Like, are you a true self-starter when no one's watching? How do you feel about uncertainty? And what happens when you fail? How do you bounce back? These aren't just hypotheticals. This is the day-to-day reality of running your own show.
And what's so cool about this part is that the blueprint helps you turn all that self-reflection into actual data. You're not just kind of guessing. You literally rate yourself, and your score gives you a clear, objective look at how aligned you are. The goal isn't to get a perfect score, by the way. The goal is to get honest clarity before you go all in.
And it doesn't even stop there. The full scorecard and the blueprint also has you look at your actual skills and the practical side of things, like your finances and your support system. So you end up with a complete 360-degree view of how ready you are. Okay, so let's say you do the assessment and you're like, yes, this is me. Now comes the million-dollar question. What is your business actually going to do? This is where so many people get stuck, and it's the very next problem the blueprint is designed to solve. This little diagram perfectly illustrates the secret sauce for finding your focus. The most successful, and let's face it, most fulfilling businesses live right here, in this sweet spot, that perfect overlap of what you love doing, what you're already great at, and what people will actually pay for.
And the blueprint makes this whole process feel so much less intimidating by breaking it down into these 3 simple steps. You just make 3 lists. That's it. And then you look for the magic in the middle. You look for the connections where a real business idea is hiding. It's a structured, repeatable way to brainstorm that actually works. Now, finding an idea is one thing, but the blueprint doesn't just leave you there. The next step is maybe the most crucial of all. You have to test that idea. The guide shows you exactly how to validate your niche, to make sure there are real customers with a real problem you can solve before you invest your precious time and money. All right, you've got a validated idea. It's so tempting to just dive in and start building, right? But wait, the businesses that last, the ones that are truly resilient, are built on a solid foundation. They have a purpose, a soul. This part of the blueprint is all about defining that core.
First things first is your vision. Just think of this as your North Star. It's that big, inspiring, long-term impact you want to have. It's your why. It's what's going to keep you going when things inevitably get tough.
So if the vision is your destination, your mission is the car that gets you there. It's the practical, here and now description of what you do, who you serve, and how you do it. This is what makes your big, dreamy vision feel tangible and real. And finally, your core values.
I like to think of these as the rules of the game for your business. They're your non-negotiables, the principles that guide every single decision you make, from who you'll work with to how you set your prices. They make sure you build a business you're actually proud of.
When you put them all together, these three things, vision, mission, and values, they literally act as your business's compass. They give you direction, they help you make choices that feel right, and they attract the exact right kind of clients. This is how you turn a simple service into a meaningful brand.
So let's recap. We've figured out what a solopreneur is, we've checked if it's the right path for you, we've found a profitable niche, and we've built a solid foundation. Now let's pull all these pieces together and see what your blueprint for success really looks like.
Remember where we started with that feeling of total overwhelm? This blueprint is designed step by step to take you from that initial place of doubt and confusion to a clear, purpose-driven plan. It systematically solves the biggest problems that stop most people in their tracks, giving you the confidence and clarity you need.
By following this framework, you're not just building a business. You are crafting a livelihood that supports you financially and gives you that deep personal fulfillment. You're taking control and creating the life you actually want to live. So really, the only question left to ask is, what will be the first step on your blueprint?